This review of X-Men Dark Phoenix took me a few days to actually develop and edit because it's really hard to put out this review of Dark Phoenix. I really wanted to like the movie because I'm a big fan of the X-Men movie franchise. I always like the look and feel and the tone of the movie versus the Marvel Disney treatment. But then again, I will have to say this final swan song of the entire X-Men movie franchise is quite a mess, unfortunately. And that is actually quite a disappointment for a big fan like myself. This entire movie was, directed by first-time director Mr. Simon Kinberg, which is quite strange because he produced almost every single X-Men movie that came out before he actually became a director for Dark Phoenix. So I was kind of hoping that he would carry the same look and feel, the tone and the storytelling and action from all the previous X-Men movie, but unfortunately that did not happen. And I have to say, Dark Phoenix is probably one of the worst X-Men movie in the entire franchise, and that's quite disappointing. I was hoping that the franchise will go up with a big bang before they get the Disney treatment. So why is this one of the worst movie under the X-Men franchise? Well, number one, the pacing is really slow. There was a lot of dialogue, a lot of unnecessary scene, the whole setup for the entire big climatic finish battle at the end. It was just really uninteresting, and you just don't feel that you care about the lead character Jean Grey, which is played by Sophie Turner at all, right? I'm not sure, but at least to me, Sophie Turner does not really have the on-screen chemistry. You just don't like her at all in this movie, right? I just don't like her in this movie. So that is one of the big negatives that I have with resting the entire movie on one character, and that is Sophie Turner. Secondly, there really isn't enough time on screen also to develop the entire antagonist of the alien race that's trying to take over Earth. So you're left with a little bit to grasp on as to like, why do you hate the antagonist alien race, right? Why is the X-Men fighting them? There's no excitement that, hey, the human race is now in contact with the aliens for the first time in history. There's no excitement. Everything will just gleam through very quickly, and that is the missed opportunity here, right? There was just so much focus on the heroes and the main characters themselves. There was just not enough time to develop the backstory, or why should you really care about the antagonist in this film. Now, Jessica Chastain plays the lead antagonist in this movie, so she is the lead alien race that's trying to take over the world. But if you've seen her previous movie before compared to what she's doing here in this movie, her talents is really wasted in this movie. She plays a very one-dimensional character, so you just couldn't be bothered, or you don't know whether you should hate her or root for her in this movie, and you just couldn't care whether the X-Men win or lose, fighting over the aliens. That is the second thing that I think that really wasted the chance to make Jessica Chastain a character that you want to hate, right? Now, fourthly, and I think this is very important to me, if you look at all the last three new of the X-Men reboot movie franchise, Quicksilver was one of the mainstay and one of the main reasons why a lot of people want to watch the X-Men movie, because he's very fun to watch, right? All the slow motion scenes and him being a very funny character himself. He actually have very little time in this movie, and they took out Quicksilver right off the bat in the first half of the movie, so there is no Quicksilver towards the entire second half, and I felt that they took out Quicksilver way too quickly, yes, pun intended, unfortunately. So that was a very bad decision to really take out Quicksilver. He would have at least have some, fun comedic moments and time that I could enjoy, because to be very frank, the entire movie just has too much dialogue and drama going on between the characters and not enough action. So you don't really feel like you're watching a action movie, but it really plays out like an action drama instead. So I would say 3/4 of the movie is all full of dialogue, right? Jean Grey internalizing between herself why she is behaving as a badass Phoenix character instead of saving the world. So that was what the entire movie is all about. Her talking to other characters, dealing with her past, which, to be frank, I don't really care. I find that myself mostly bored throughout the entire movie until the action scenes kick in, which is very far few in between, and that is one of the biggest problems with the movie. Now, what's good about the movie? Well, CGI, I think and in this day and age, especially coming from Marvel, it's still top notch. Very good CGI, great work. The entire film looks fantastic, and the soundtrack by Hans Zimmer as well is fantastic as usual. Nothing less that you can get from Hans Zimmer. And surprisingly, despite having very little screen time, Jennifer Lawrence really steals the scene of the entire movie. So you're really watching Jennifer Lawrence, acting chops in this movie for real. I think she really saved this movie together with Michael Fassbender, which also have very little time as well. So that's my thought on Dark Phoenix X-Men. So it's really disappointing that the swan song for the entire movie franchise before it hands over to Disney is such a big flop. The entire movie pacing is just too slow, it's very boring, and they didn't really take enough advantage of the characters such as Quicksilver and Jessica Chastain as well. It's quite a missed opportunity. So if you really think about it, now Sophie Turner is going to be famous for in being two series finales that kind of flopped. One of course is the Game of Thrones, and now she is also in the final movie where she is the lead character, not less, right? So that is actually a quite disappointment. In a score of 1 to 10, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. The CGI and look at the movie is still fantastic, but the entire pacing of the movie and the lack of action is just really a big turn off. Now, a big cue, if you're gonna be sitting down and waiting for the ending credits, don't wait, because there are no ending credits, right? Because this is the end of the entire X-Men franchise. So once Disney take over, maybe then you will get some new ending credits for the X-Men movie. So that's our review for today, 6 out of 10. Watch it if you're a die-hard fan of Dark Phoenix X-Men like myself, but don't expect any big spectacles or action scenes except from the climax. This is quite a slow burn movie, unfortunately, from Simon Kinberg. So as usual, thank you guys for watching, and please do subscribe to our channel and leave a comment, share and like, the usual call, right? Thank you for watching.